Today, David, we focus on cross-border accidents, and we live in an area with a provincial border, and we're very close to an international border. Many people have forgotten about that international border over the past couple of years, but that's why you've chosen to speak about it today.
That's right, Leanne. So now with the borders opening up, a lot more people are hopping in their cars and heading down to the U.S. to cross the border. And over the years, I've had lots of cases where I have clients who are Ontario insured motorists who go down to the U.S. and unfortunately get involved in serious accidents. And so in Florida in particular, I've had a couple where people are involved in accidents as someone else's fault. They are cases worth several $100,000s, and the other driver's insurance hands them a check for $25,000 and says, "This is all the policy pays. Have a nice day." And so shocked, my clients will come to me and say, what do I do about the shortfall? And so Ontario insurance policies, there is a legal minimum of $200,000 liability, but no insurance companies will ever sell you that. It's always $1 million or $2 million policies. So that's the first thing. The second thing is part of these policies typically is something called an OPCF 44, which is a family protection endorsement, which basically means that if you are struck by an uninsured vehicle, an unidentified motorist, so with a hit and run, or an underinsured motorist, your insurance company will pick up the shortfall. So if you're in Florida and you get this $25,000 check, but your case is worth $200,000, that difference of $175,000 can be visited upon your own insurance company if you've got this endorsement, which most policies have. So
now, does the insured have to let the insurance company know that they will be traveling to the States? Is there any language to that effect?
No. I mean, I think that certainly if you're going to be living down there, but you don't have to call your insurance company if you're going to travel to the U.S. But if you're going to be down there for a significant period of time, it would be good to let them know, because you're quite right, that could affect the risk and the premiums and things like that.
Now, let's look to the interprovincial situation. There are a whole lot of us back and forth across those borders each and every day. What do we need to know about coverage and protection?
Right. So that's almost, I would say, a little bit of a catch, Leanne, because the law that gets applied, so in the Florida case, you're allowed to sue for pain and suffering in Florida, which is why your insurance company will pay for that. But it's the law of the land where the accident occurred that applies. And in Quebec, you are not allowed to sue for pain and suffering as a result of injuries in a car accident. So there are other benefits you can get, but it's no fault over there. So your insurance company does not have to pay for the pain and suffering piece for accidents in Quebec.
What about a Quebec resident injured in Ontario?
I beg your pardon?
What about a Quebec resident in an accident in Ontario? What happens then?
Right, so they can sue, if it's an Ontario driver, they can sue the Ontario driver as a Quebec resident. So they get certain accident benefits like physio and that covered through the Quebec, it's called the SAAQ. But they can sue in Ontario like any other resident in Ontario, because it's the law of the land where the accident occurs that applies.
Now, David, you've covered this before on the program, and it was so interesting, I'd like to bring it up again. What if someone from Ontario is in Quebec and they have an accident while they're cycling?
Well, yeah, so it's the same law. I mean, if it's a car accident, the same law applies. So they are entitled to get benefits through either their own automobile insurance, if they've got automobile insurance, or through potentially the SAAQ for benefits for things like physio and stuff like that, but it's limited.